Today I wanted to talk about measuring markets. Being able to measure markets and determine market conditions in the world of real estate is core to what we do as appraisers. But there's often some confusion as to what exactly we should be measuring, what indexes are useful to us, and how we can go ahead and apply this into our daily applications. Is using a nationwide index okay? Is using a statewide index okay? Even how about a citywide index? Is that okay to use in order to determine market conditions for a neighborhood? Well, I'd like to show you guys a demo on how market conditions completely change depending on the actual competitive market segment in which we're working. So let's go ahead and take a look at this dashboard. So what we have here is a dashboard that I built using the Shiny application, the Flex dashboard package in RStudio. This includes all the data from my local MLS. Right now I have it limited to just the city of Bakersfield. And we have dates ranging from January 2022 to June 2023. I typically export the data on a quarterly basis. So let's go ahead and start limiting this to just the past year. So we can jump to June 30 of 2022. We can see that this will automatically update. So we're now running from about June 30th through June 30th of this year. This is the entire city. It looks pretty stable. You can see along the trend line here, there's been a little bit of motion, but not much. For the most part, over the past year, it's been fairly stable. Right now, we have all of the zip codes selected for the entire city of Bakersfield. So if we go ahead and start limiting some of this information, let's go ahead and just look at homes under 2,000 square feet or up to 2,000 square feet. You can see that the graph is already changing quite a bit. We'll just put the slider there up to 1,950 square feet. So we can see the trend still looks fairly similar for the overall city. Looks like it kind of declined about midway through the past 12 months in about December, and then it's kind of come up some. That's for homes under 2,000 square feet. Let's see, we've got year built ranges from 1850 to brand new. So we could change that as well, but let's go ahead and start narrowing this down just to zip codes. We're going to unselect all of them, and then let's just take a look at a few of them. The 93304 zip code. So now we can see we've got a completely different data set here. We have the histogram at the top giving us a totally different range of 50,000 to 400,000. We can see for most of the year it's been pretty flat, and then maybe early April looks like the market started recovering and going up for this market segment in the 93304 zip code, homes under 2,000 square feet. Now if we change that, let's deselect 04 and let's go to the 06 neighborhood. Let's see what that does there. Here it looks like we had a little bit of a bigger dip here. Maybe in December we bottomed out, somewhere right in here. And we've been climbing ever since. So slightly different market conditions in this zip code. And I should say zip codes in the Bakersfield market, some of these zip codes are very, very large in land area. So they cover a lot of different areas. This 93306 extends from the mouth of a canyon several miles west. It crosses a major freeway. So some of these zip codes are rather large. So typically I wouldn't even break this down by a zip code. Let's go ahead and look at one other zip code. Pick the 09 zip code. There's a lot of variation in this neighborhood as well. But you can see here we've got still a pretty similar trend dipping down around December, January, recovering slightly, not as much as in the 93304 zip code. So let's just go ahead and take a look at one zip code, and let's start playing with the market segment, the sizes. Now again, 93306 is pretty good. We've got a wide range of properties in here. There's custom homes on here. There's tract homes in here. There's old bungalows. So let's go ahead and start narrowing this down to just the year. So we'll go down to 19, let's go 1940 to 1970 about. Bring the bottom end here up to about 1940. Now we had a big dip around November, early December, and it's been recovering since then. But if we change this to newer homes, say built after 2000, and here we can see that homes built after 2000, that's a completely different market. We've got a very narrow price range of about 300,000 to 400,000 predominantly, and instead of bottoming in November, December, it looks like we kind of peaked there and have declined slightly. Most of all, this is probably a stable market here. But what if we narrow this to just this year? What if we go January of this year? We just go year to date. What is that going to look like? Again, very stable. If we switch this back to the 1940 to 1970 market, what is going to happen here? Now we've got a totally different market segment again. As the graphs catch up to us, we're seeing that instead of a stable market, it looks like this has been increasing. And as the graph catches up to us here, we're seeing a big increase just this past year. This is totally different. This is in the same zip code, but now we're looking at homes, instead of homes built after 2000 and under 2,000 square feet, now we're looking at homes built from 1940 to 1970, also under 2,000 square feet, and we have a completely different market segment, completely different market trends. Now if we broke this down even further, went into specific neighborhoods, we may get even more different trends. So that's why it's so important to measure your market based on the competing market segment and not a broad index, a nationwide index like the Case-Shiller index or any of the other indexes that are out there, maybe based on an MSA or an entire city. They're not relevant to every single property in a neighborhood. Maybe if we were using inferential statistics and taking completely random samples of properties, but we're not doing that. We're looking at competitive properties to determine values for our subject properties. And that's why measuring specific competing market segments is so crucial. So take the time to learn how to do this, learn how to measure your markets, and get down to the nitty-gritty instead of relying on broad published indexes. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have been inspired to start learning measuring markets. Take care.